Why was the Citrus Tower built? In order to answer that question, we have to talk about the heyday of US 27. US 27 runs north to south, and for years was the main thoroughfare for those early snowbirds fleeing the north for the heat of South Florida. Along the way, roadside attractions began to spring up. Many of them are gone today, but 3 of the main attractions from along US 27 still remain, though in slightly different forms. The first attraction you'd hit coming south was Silver Springs, with its glass-bottom boat tours and wildlife, followed by the Citrus Tower, with its views of the vast citrus groves in Lake County, and last but not least, Cypress Gardens with its acrobatic skiers, gardens, and southern belles. Prior to the big 3 of modern-day Central Florida, Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld, these 3 were the popular attractions along this route. But everything changed after the mouse bought up land and set to work creating Disney World. Silver Springs, the Citrus Tower, and Cypress Gardens stayed afloat for many years, but after a time things began to deteriorate, and now Silver Springs is part of the Florida State Park system. Cypress Gardens is the new home of Legoland, and the Citrus Tower still stands tall and majestic in the skies over Clermont, surrounded by concrete where once stood citrus groves. We cannot blame the mouse entirely for the change of fortune that the Citrus Tower and the 2 parks endured. Another key factor to their decline was the opening of the Florida Turnpike in 1964, providing another, faster route to South Florida that bypassed the attractions altogether. In the case of the Citrus Tower, the weather is also partly to blame. During the years of 1983, 85, and 89, there was a hard freeze each winter that decimated the citrus trees in the area, thereby extinguishing the industry as well. The Citrus Tower was originally intended to be a mere 75 feet high, but was changed to 100 feet, then 150, then 200, and the plans were finally expanded to a finished height of 226 feet. It seems that as the people in Clermont's excitement for the tower grew, so did its size. The final height of 226 feet makes the Citrus Tower roughly 80 feet shorter than the Statue of Liberty, while at the same time standing 30 feet taller than the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It was a man by the name of Ralph Harper in October 1950 who laid down the idea for an observation tower. A.W. Thacker and several other men got on board with the idea and began looking for supporters, even selling stock to fund the project. There ended up being 300 stockholders from 22 states who formed the Florida Tower Corporation. Opening day was July 14, 1956, with representatives from Silver Springs and Cypress Gardens in attendance to help christen the newest US 27 attraction. The tower is made of 149,000 pounds of reinforced steel and 5 million pounds of concrete. It took 13 months to build the 226 feet, 22-story building. The tower was a success. Some 500,000 plus visitors came to take a ride to the top each year for the decade before the mouse came to town. There was a period of decline between the 1980s and the early 2000s. But under new ownership now in 2020, the tower is going strong with a coffee shop down below and amazing views from the top. While the citrus groves are no longer there to view, you can still have an amazing 360 panoramic view of Central Florida, like you can see in this video. But here's the view from the top. There used to be all orange trees all around this area. So to the south, you can see the Green Swamp area, the watershed. Haines City is 30 miles away. Lake Wales, Cypress Gardens, out this way. pretty area. You can see what there was supposed to be, some sort of a housing area. It's basically mowed in circles. Interesting area. We took a picture from down there by the fire hydrant. Let's check out this other side. This other side we're facing towards the east. And so from here we can see Orlando, the horizon, the Atlantic Ocean, Cape Kennedy, 60 miles away. If you look straight ahead, you can see downtown Orlando there. All the big buildings. I'll have to get my good camera, see if I can get a picture of that. But you can see it in all of these businesses. Back over there you can see to the left, you can see still some of the wooded area, but most of it now is houses built on top of the old orange groves. So let's see what's here to the north. To the north, it says, is Sugarloaf Mountain, Howey in the Hills, Leesburg, Highway 27, which takes you to Ocala, Tallahassee, and McKinney City, Michigan. I'm not sure why Michigan pops up on there, but okay. There's a big Publix nearby. I don't think that was here the last time we were here. And then, lake, which is pretty cool. And all of those houses. The last time we came to the Citrus Tower would have been in the I'm pretty sure it was in the 1990s. It could have been the early 2000s. I do not remember. But when we did come, I'm pretty confident this Publix was not here. And I know many of those houses, especially on that side, were not here. So this area has definitely built up. The tower was originally built before Disney World was here. And it was built as a roadside tourist attraction to give people something to see and do, be able to enjoy what Florida was known for, oranges, see where they came from, get an overlook of the area where they were grown, which is pretty cool. Here, to the west, we can see, of course, the city of Clermont out that way, as well as US 301, which is I-75, which will take you north, Weeki Wachee Springs, which is 55 miles over to the towards the Gulf of Mexico, and the Gulf of Mexico is 60 miles. So Clermont is really kind of dead center, almost, in the state of Florida. And so you can see from one, kind of standing here is 60 miles to the Gulf of Mexico, and then what did they say it was to the Atlantic Ocean on this side? I don't remember. And yeah, and then 60 miles to the Capes. This is basically dead in the center at this point of Central Florida, between the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. So pretty cool.